fine, and today we're going to continue with the same chapter, that is chapter 4, and the topic is adaptation in animals. Today we're going to deal with the topic that is adaptation for food. As we already know that animal takes varieties of food, and they have adapted in such that to the food habits. According to that food habits, they have been categorized. Okay, then the first one is herbivores, the second one is carnivores, and third one is omnivores. So what do you mean by herbivores or herbivorous animal? This type of animals, they eat only plants. They depend on plants. And for example, cow, buffalo, goat, sheep. Okay, these are the animals which depends or eats only plant. And their front teeth are very sharp in order to chew the green plants and to grind the food that they take, in the cases of herbivores. And in some cases of this type of animals, such as for example elephant, they have a long trunk in order to reach the places or to get the leaves of the food in order to eat. And in some cases, like a giraffe, they have got a long neck. With the help of the long neck, they can reach to the top, to the highest places or to the topmost places where they can easily get their food, that is green grass or the branches of the tree. Okay, so we already know that herbivores are the animals that depends on, or they depend or they eat only green grass. And the second one is carnivores or carnivorous animal. This type of animals, they eat flesh of the other animals. And in order to eat the flesh, they have got a very strong jaws, and they have the teeth, the canine and the incisors are very strong, because with the help of that they kill the animal and they tear the flesh of the animal, and they can have the flesh of the other animals. In some cases of like the carnivorous birds, okay, the birds that depend on or they feed on the flesh, such as vulture, okay, vultures. What adaptation or what quality they have is they have got a very sharp claws in order to catch the prey on the ground, as well as they have got a very pointed and bent. Okay, the beaks are bent so that they can as they hold the prey or they kill the prey, they can easily tear. Okay, with the pointed beak and the bent beak, they can easily tear the prey or the flesh of the animals, and they can feed on it. So these are the animals that depends on flesh, or they eat the flesh of the other animals, are known as carnivores or carnivorous animals. And the third one is omnivores or omnivores. This type of animals, they eat both plant and the flesh of the other animals. Examples, you can, as for the bird, you can go for a crow, and squirrel, for the animal squirrel, bears, and we human being also, they are categorized in omnivorous or omnivore animals. And they are the teeth of this type of the animals, they have got a very sharp teeth in order to chew both the plants as well as the flesh of the animals. And the front teeth is said to be in the scissor shape. And most of the birds of this this one, omnivorous. Okay, they have got a very sharp claws and very pointed beaks in order to eat both the plants and animals. So this is how the animals are categorized according to the food habits. Mainly there are three. The first one is herbivores or herbivorous animals. The animals that depend on or they eat green plants. The second one is carnivorous. This type of animals, they eat the flesh of the other animals. And the third one is omnivorous. This type of animals, they eat both plants and animals. So since from last 3-4 the online classes we were discussing about adaptation of animals, the food habit of animals. Okay, we have gained so many ideas as well as the varieties of the adaptations that have been adapted by the animals. But along with that, is it not our duty to protect the animals or to protect the environment? Yes. So we have just learned about the adaptations of the animals and the food habits of the animals. Along with that, we do have got this one positive side of the animals. Okay, we have got to have animals in the surrounding. We also have got some advantages. For that, we have to see that some care and concern for the animals. Before that, let us see what are the advantages that we get from the animals. First and foremost is seed dispersals done by the animals. For example, seed dispersal means from one seed is been carried from one place to the other place, and later on once the seed falls on the ground, new plants come out or it grows. Okay, the first and foremost advantage is seed dispersal. Either the seed dispersal is done through the feces. Okay, once the seed is taken and afterwards when it has been excreted, okay, through the feces, seed also new plant also can grow. Along with that, in some animals like wild or domestic, the seed or whatever that get stuck to the fur of the animals, and when they go to the other places, that seed falls to the other place, a new plant comes out. This is how we see the forest. For this also, everywhere, every places people can reach to plant the trees, and this is how the new plant that grows with the help of the animals. That is how animals is helping in seed dispersals. Okay, and the second one is, as all animals are not eating grass, and some of them are eating grass, some of them are depending on the flesh of the other animals, some of the animals eat both. So there is a balance in nature. Just imagine if the animals only take the grass. If they are the whole animals in the forest, okay, there are only type of if there is only a herbivorous type of animals or herbivorous animals in this planet, okay, not in this planet, and on this earth, what happens? There will be hardly any greenery, or it's very difficult to find the green grass, right? So somehow there is a balance, because we don't find only one type of animals. Some of them are herbivorous, some of them are carnivores, some of them are omnivores. So somehow there's a balance in nature. And some animals, like some of the birds, okay, what they do is they clean the nature. Somehow, indirectly they clean up the nature. The dead animal lying on the ground are eaten up by this type of the birds, like vulture, crows. They eat the dead animals, and it helps in decomposition of the waste. So what happens? This kind of animals help in cleaning up the environment. So these are the three things that there is advantages that we get from animals. Now the next point is, we are talking about animals, no? But we need to have some we need to have, it's our duty to protect the animals. So how are you going to protect the animals? Yes, animal love, they feel safe in their own habitats. So it is the first duty to protect the animals, especially by protecting their environment or their habitats. And yes, we have to protect their habitats. We should not disturb or we should not destroy their habitats, especially the forest. And we should avoid deforestation. Cutting down the trees, destroying the forest leads to many animals to become homeless. And this is it's a trade, yes. And yes, in order to protect the animals, we have to stop some of the illegal trades and animal abuse. And we should not trade, or we should not kill, or we should not take the animals just for the sports and for the entertainment purposes. And in some of the cases, animals are being killed for the tusk or for the horn, okay, and for the leather. So we human itself, we must stop using such products so that the animal will not be killed. Okay, this is how we can protect some of the wild animals, and some of the animals that they stay with us, some of the animals they live with us. So what are the help or what are the care that you can provide to those domestic animals are as follows. First of all, if you have domestic animals or any pet animals, you have to provide them a sufficient food and water. Okay, and along with the sufficient food and water, for the clean environment for them, okay, wherever they stay, okay, their living conditions, especially the living conditions, should be very comfortable and clean, so that they can live comfortably in that place. Along with that, we have to check their health and hygiene also. And especially if the animals fall sick, we have to take them to the veterinary doctors. And in time to time, we have to give them vaccinations, which is very important. And what we can do is, and we can spread awareness among us, especially spreading the awareness, especially not to kill the animals, and stopping the illegal trades, okay, for the animals, so by protecting animals from abuses. And obviously we should always be kind to the animals, because whatever they feel, they are not able to express, but we can see in them they are also a living being, right? So with that, we have ended this chapter 4. So you can go through it, as we are not able to continuously to do the chapter. But what I want to do, what I suggest is, go through the chapter and you will be able to understand. With this, I want to wind up, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Thank you.